Have you realized that we're going through a housing crisis right now? Everyone regret purchasing their homes. Well, majority. A lot of people are out here complaining about it. They're stuck because this market keeps going up. There's no increase on salary, but everything's starting to rise. One of the things that was trending a couple of years ago was solar panel, right? And sometimes people don't read. People don't read the stipulation. They don't check to see what's in a contract. A lot of people are saying that they regret it. And because of that, they are going through a financial crisis. Let's watch this.
There are so many people getting scammed by these solar companies. You've seen the ads that say, get free solar panels or get a 30% rebate on your taxes. It's scams. It's lies. Please don't do it. It's called on-grid solar, and they are charging people $20, $30, $40, and even $50,000 for solar panels, but no batteries. Which means that if there are blackouts, if the grid goes down, they're going to be like everybody else around them with no power because they don't have any place to store the additional power. My name is Zani. I live off grid. We are on complete solar, and we paid $15,000 for our solar system. So how are people getting tricked into spending $20, $30, $40, and $50,000 just on solar panels? And what's really messed up is people are actually going into this thinking that at the end of it, after their monthly payments, that they're going to own the equipment. But they're being leased the equipment and they don't even know, so they will never own it. Even if they did, at those prices, it would take them 10 or 20 years to break even on the amount of money that they spent. Personally, in my humble opinion, I would never spend the money on grid-tied solar. But if you're gonna do it, please thoroughly research the company, look over the contract with a fine-tooth comb, and make sure you're getting exactly what you think and what you need. And please, for the love of God, get some batteries.
Tells on your side that the solar panels on her home have been nothing but trouble. She bought her Sun City home nearly 2 years ago and agreed to take over the lease payments for the panels.
Well, I thought it was great until I realized the expense of it and the fact that it hasn't worked properly.
Sharon says the solar system has had problems almost from day one, and now she says the system isn't working at all. Leasing the panels is costing Sharon $150 a month, and her electric bill should only be $25 on top of that. But over the past few months, those power bills have been more than $100 higher.
I shouldn't have to call them just to get a repair, and they say the same thing over and over. We're working on it.
Sharon's lease is with SunPower Solar. As we told you in a recent On Your Side report, SunPower filed for bankruptcy protection this summer. However, it's still taking payments from lease customers like Sharon, even though it's no longer servicing.
You see, we have to take time and invest in ourselves when it comes down to spending our money. We have to read those fine lines. Use ChatGPT right now. ChatGPT is at our advantage right now. Anything that you want to know, all you have to do is just to scan that and just check it out and read it and see what you're signing up yourself for. Because let me tell you, solar panel only benefit those who purchase it in full. If you made one full-time payment, then you'll see the benefit of it. But once you start to lease it, guess what? You're taking out a loan. So you take out a loan for your home, you take out a loan for your car, you take out a loan for solar panel, and all these interest rate that we're paying, it's killing us. And sometimes I know it may seem like, okay, well, it's affordable. But what we want to take a look at and observe is that our weekly salary doesn't match up to the month. Like by the time you take out this portion to go to your rent, this part for daycare, this part for car insurance, this part, you see where I'm going with it? So we got to be careful on making these decisions because once they locked us in, it's so hard. And let me tell you, if you decide you want to purchase your home, in most cases, they put a lien on your home if you're not able to pay it off. Now, don't quote me on it, but I've heard it too many times that, you know, that's one of the downfall.
Everyone, and I mean every single person who has purchased solar panels have regretted it. It is the most well-known scam around that people say, oh, the state gives you subsidies. You get subsidies. You get all these perks. You all see those ads on YouTube. You see those ads that pop up that are like, oh, the government pays you to get solar panels. It is the biggest scam this side of the Mississippi. And let me tell you why. Basically, they're trying to sell you to buy or lease these panels. They're not cheap. And they're trying to tell you that over time, you're going to save so much money on your electricity. But not only are you really spending so much time buying and or renting these panels, you don't really save that much. Like, it's a common elderly scam. The most people that are buying these panels are just uneducated financially people. They're not financially educated. So they don't know how to read the fine print. Every single person I know who has gotten these solar panels, including my neighbors and people's parents that I know who have bought them, have said it's a scam. It has not panned out. It doesn't really save you any money. So it's the biggest scam in the book. Please read the fine print. These companies are taking advantage of them, and they're still making the consumer pay way more than they're supposed to for certain things. The cost savings are just impossible to really realize. And that's the problem when you don't know what is going on and you don't read the fine print.
For everybody who has these vendors coming to their doors that are trying to sell them solar panels, what did they tell you and what do you feel like the reality was?
Well, first of all, don't open the door. There was a lot of fine print that they didn't talk about. Your homeowner's insurance doesn't cover it. You get a hailstorm, if it cracks the panel, it's on you. Repairs are costly. The panels honestly don't even outlive the life of a loan. Trying to sell a house with solar panels is honestly been the biggest nightmare ever. Our house was on the market for almost 8 months because of it. We just took a $51,000 hit, which should have gone in our pocket.
Yep.
It went to the finance company. Don't ever do it. It's a scam. They're lying.
And I think that's like the biggest misconception, and that's what they try to sell a lot of people on. You put these on, you can sell your house for more. People love solar panels, and that is not the case. Like, buyers really don't want to deal with it. They don't want to have to deal with repairs and things like that. It's actually the complete opposite. You think you're going to get your money out of it, but you're not.
They promised us a $15,000 tax credit. We got $300.
Yeah. Be very, very careful. My suggestion is not to do solar panels.
We just have to be careful when it comes down to our finance, because one thing for sure, salary aren't moving, but everything else is rising. Year after year, everything is rising. Take a look around. You know, one of the other things too, I was seeing how thousands of people right now are applying for rental assistance, can't afford to pay their rent. They will be evicted soon.
Here, long lines of frustrated applicants wrapping all the way around the block for emergency rental assistance. Tensions high as people faced loading errors on the website, and it now says appointment scheduling is paused to process applications. Many people today also feeling disappointed by public officials.
Donald Trump is building a ballroom, and you mean to tell me you can't help us pay for our rent? So we can't get through just to stay in the line to get an appointment, and my rent is due.
The D.C. Department of Human Services saying the move was made to increase transparency, improve eligibility verification, and better manage limited program funding.
It's a really undignified situation, and it's not the right way that to deal with the cost of living crisis that we have in the city.
At one point this morning, police arrived to help manage the crowds.
It has gotten heated. I mean, we have disabled people, you know, waiting in line. We have kids waiting in line.
The district's emergency rental assistance program helps low-income residents cover overdue rent, security deposits, or first month's rent. But advocates say they are furious that funding keeps shrinking each year.
And God knows it hurts. You know, it hurts it hurts because nobody wants to go homeless, not in this time. They said Trump said he's going to fix it. We just have to wait and see what's going to happen, right? But in the meantime, what can we do? We have to lower the cost of spending, y'all. We have to change our lifestyle, right? I'm not just talking about you now. I'm talking about for me as well. This is a reminder to this video here. I'm saying it because I want to go back and I want to watch it to make sure I'm staying on top as well, right? But for me, because I'm saying it, trust me, I'm working at it. When I go to the supermarket, if I don't need to buy clothes, if I'm going out to any event, trust me, I'm going right back in the closet and I'm going to look and I'm going to tweak and I'm going to mix match or whatever that is. But right now, this is not the time for us to do any extra spending, taking too many trips. 1 or 2 trips a year, I believe is good enough. Now, I'm not talking for the ones in the back who have it all together. I'm not talking about the one in the back who's living a luxury life and can't afford it. I'm not speaking to those people. We're speaking about these individuals who are barely making it, right? And so I'm just saying we have to be careful in the things we do, especially when it comes down to our home. We all want to keep a roof over our head, so we have to make effective decision, wise decision that's logical, and not thinking about now and not operating on emotions, right? The other day I was checking the market in Florida. Florida right now, full closure. There's so many homes right now that is going full closure because people can't afford their mortgage anymore.
Florida saw more foreclosures than any other state in October, according to Adam Data, a real estate analytics company. Tampa had the highest rate of all major cities, with 1 in every 1,373 housing units in foreclosure. Experts point to skyrocketing property taxes and insurance costs as major factors, but that's just the beginning.
It's really all prices and all costs associated with housing, whether it's HOA, whether it's interest on mortgage payments, whether it's interest payments, all of those costs are going up.
On top of that, daily expenses are up too. USF economist Michael Snipes says those added costs are often a big problem for retirees on a fixed income.
It's a huge investment. It's a huge source of spending for a lot of individuals. It's a huge part of their income. So any small change is going to be felt particularly acutely by individuals who might not have a whole lot of money.
Realtors say the best advice for families worried about foreclosure:
have the conversation sooner than later. It's not going to go away. Sometimes we get called in and it's to a point where the bank has already started the process, and that gets very tricky.
In other words, don't wait until it's too late.
So imagine how many people is going to go homeless. Imagine how many people are going to live in RVs. It's sad. It's sad, but I will continue to pray for this economy because we need a market correction soon. I know with the government shutdown, they won't have as much money to spend, especially when it comes down to programs and businesses and stuff like that. But we're just hoping for a change. We're just hoping that, people I hope we can mitigate the risk of people going homeless, and hopefully that, something can happen to lower the rent so people can survive and stay afloat, because it's not easy, y'all. It's not easy. But yeah, with solar panel, we got to be careful what we're doing. As you can see for yourself, a lot of people are facing it. A lot of people regretting it. So when you purchase your home, be careful of what you're doing. Think about the long term. If you can't afford it, don't do it. My encouragement to you is to pray through it, make an effective decision, logical decision. Not only think about now, but also making short-term sacrifice for long-term goals so that you can survive. May God bless you and keep you and restore you. Let me know what's going on in your area. I'll talk to you.